Greetings, ladies and lads, and welcome to another painting stream. Let's go. We are joined here today by a very special miniature that I've been looking quite forward to painting. Namely a Dark Angel Hellblaster. And this guy is actually quite interesting. Hang on. I want to show him off properly. Excuse the mess. So, today another time for me to be in my bathrobe. Why not? It's so comfy. It's winter time. I think it's only fitting. Oh. Alright, the cable. Is everything alright? Everything going? That goes, that goes, that goes. Yesterday we started without YouTube actually realizing that we were streaming, so I'm gonna double check today. Alright, okay. This is the miniature we are going to be painting today, a Dark Angel Hellblaster, a very interesting pose. This would have also made for a very fine miniature to show off my own chapter colors. Well, too little too late, I'd say. The mini, that is? Oh, dang. Thank you very much. Okay. Anyways, today, right, this guy, actually I did equip him with a proper Dark Angel pauldron today. He's got a mechanic arm that he fires his plasma pistol with, which I found to be a very interesting detail. I thought this would make for a perfect, little bit of storytelling. That maybe the first plasma weapon that he had blew up in his face, he rolled a natural 1. That would of course explain that. I think that's quite nice. I want to give him also like this body half. I want to paint him in the Legion colors, so not the bright forests of Caliban, but the green forests of Caliban, but rather the old Legion colors of bone, black, red, and maybe a little bit of green, I'm not quite sure. So, yeah, I'll just explain that as we go on. This weapon I want to give a slight OSL effect, so it can be... so both of these will have some sort of OSL effect. This thing, of course, fully redded up and ready to shoot. This thing over here, I want to paint like it basically has to cool down. I thought that might be nice, though there's a chance that I might have to do that off screen though. But when I say off screen, that just means that I'll film it for you in a separate video. Alright, if I'm sitting here, is everything alright? Yeah. Always great when everything works. Okay. Let me quickly think where to start. I think because I think that just black is a little bit boring. I'd love to start with some dark brown, actually. Taking Mournfang brown and just regular acrylic black paint. Mix it up nicely and then head right to town with it. So, a little bit of a beaten up brush. I also got myself some new brushes, which might be interesting later down the track. Probably not for this miniature today, but yeah, there have been I've seen quite a lot of videos of people using brushes which have like very long tips. So, I've got myself some fine brushes, such as this one, with a very fine tip, that is. But I've seen a lot of people using, for their finer stuff, instead of these fine tips, just very long brushes that they formed to have such a bright tip, small tip. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of emojis. Is that for real? Are you that Vash? Or is it my girlfriend? Hang on. Alright. There we go. A little bit like this. That's not dark enough yet. A little bit more black. I use the black primer so seldomly that it's honestly quite a breath of fresh air and nostalgia at the same time when I take them out to use it. I don't know. Very fun. Yeah, I'm very intrigued to paint this guy. I saw this paint job on Instagram a couple of days ago. Like, not for this specific model, but rather I think a Blade Guard veteran or even a chapter-specific miniature. Which, you know, I don't know the Dark Angel roster, like their special miniatures that well. So I couldn't tell you what it was. It was a robed figure with a blade. And, yeah, I liked that very much. I wanted to look at it before we started the stream. Was looking for it on Instagram again, but I couldn't find it. I did have it in my saved folder, or so I thought. Because at the end of the day, again, I couldn't find it. Very, very weird. But yeah. This next week is going to be full of crunches. Going to be very interesting to see how that all will work out for me. As, you know, Christmas is approaching. I want to have my Christmas presents already. And of course, the last long-form video painting project for this year. Although there will be, if everything goes right, 4 more videos coming, 4 longer form videos. 2 of which, unfortunately, at least in my mind, unfortunately, being reactions and discussions. One of which being a little bit more of a ramble video. I just want to, you know, at the end of the year, I want to show how the year went, what we managed to achieve, what went wrong, and so on. Just want to hold myself a little bit more accountable and give you guys an overview of what happened this year. And then and then of course the big painting project, which is going to be the highlight and will release around the Christmas days. So there we go. Oh, Christmas is coming and so am I. Says so long, so long. Well, it has not been so long since I've last seen you here. Hey man, how are you doing? Everything going alright? How was your day? Today is Friday, so for the most people it's the last day of the working week. I hope it's the same for you. How are you doing, mate? Is everything alright? There we go. The first coat is just a very, very dark brown that is even like not visible on camera here. That's just how dark it is. After that, we'll move right on to something a lot more brighter, namely Zandri Dust. I'm doing alright. You? Well, I was awake yesterday till 2 o'clock. My girlfriend doesn't even know about that. And I was building this beauty over here. So, I think you're rather new to the channel, so you might not even know this project. This is a miniature that one of my audience members basically bought me. Dynity and I, during a live stream, spotted this guy on eBay, and I jokingly said, alright, if one of you guys, if this stream revenue, that's how I phrased it, if the stream revenue was like 30 bucks, then I would buy it, because it was, you know, that expensive. And then he sent the 30 bucks straight to me saying, get wrecked. And that's how I got my hands on this guy. It's an insane kit bash. Like, the blade is from Krog-Gar. This blade is from Slaanesh, I'm very sure. Then you have like these wings, which are like not even Games Workshop at all. The base is nothing alike. The head was missing, and I was for a long time I was struggling on what to do with this lady. The original miniature is Industra the Celestial Spear, a Stormcast Eternal miniature. So if you want to see how this is supposed to look, yeah, just type that in. Anyways, I spent the yesterday evening basically thinking about what to do with this model and repairing it. So I gave her a hat of a Lumineth, some flags to, I don't know, make her look even more imposing. Is it an avatar of Spain? No. And I shaved off this symbol from a Lumineth shield to put on her back to hide the ugly glue and seam marks. Two more things that I want to do, which I won't do for the painting at first, is, so this is a little bit of a spoiler, as the video will come out on the 20th. I want to give her a musket, much like the Helldivers wear their weapon, like on their belt, on her belt. And I might even give her a lantern like this. So of course without the hand. Maybe the lantern is a bit much though. So, but definitely the musket. I think it's just so cool. But yeah, this will be a rescue project for the 20th of December, and I spent yesterday evening a lot of that time just thinking about what to do with her, coming up with plans, and then building her. Well. Lots of lizard spit? Oh yeah. Lots of lizard bits. No, not lizard spit. But yeah. Apart from that, I had a very, not necessarily long day, but definitely busy day. And although I was so busy, and I got, you know, everything going so quickly, the day passed by a lot quicker than I anticipated. And that's why I will probably have to work a little bit late into the night today as well, to get everything to where I wanted to have. So tomorrow you guys can enjoy me and Heinrich's take on the newly revealed game Warhammer Total War 40k. No spoilers, please. I haven't seen the trailer, I haven't seen the announcement. Everything regarding that, I decided to wait for today to discuss with Heinrich and get our thoughts in. Total War 40k revealed, yippee, says Fatman's Kitchen. Oh yeah, I'm really hyped about that game. Again, I haven't seen any footage, and I would highly appreciate if you guys wouldn't spoil anything. But yeah, it has been a highly anticipated game for me as well, and I can't wait. Alright. Are we back? Are we back? Oh, we are so back. Hell yeah. Alright, that was weird. A little bit of a connection issue there. June Cheesy Noodles joins the stream and the entire site crashes for me. That's how much aura he carries. Anyways, but yeah, I'm very excited to see what that game is going to be like. We are back. We are back indeed. We are so fucking back, dude. Holy shit. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Especially next year as well, when Darkwater arrives at my doorstep. We will have, hopefully, a lot of content going. And I will be happy to do a lot of stuff for the channel. And of course for my diploma as well. Which I haven't done all week now, not really. Damn. Yeah, the time crunch is definitely real. Daw, thanks bro. I was gonna say as the internet tried to save you from me. Nah. It's just the aura. It's like Chuck Norris. Right? You join the stream and the cables can't handle it out of fear. But yeah, very intrigued to see how this guy's gonna turn out. I have no idea really. So nice to see that once again the only message that I get from Twitch is a bot advertising stream bots, bot viewers. Excellent Twitch, thank you very much, highly appreciated. But yeah. So, this Space Marine, this Dark Angel, is basically parted in half. It's part dark brown, part bone white, because the Dark Angels, at least the old Legion, used to handle it that when you take a wound somewhere, a grievous wound that is, then that part of your armor is being painted in a bone white color. And because he's got he's missing his arm and wearing 2 plasma weapons, my headcanon is that one of those weapons blew up in his face when he rolled a 1, a natural 1 on the tabletop. And that's why he's now stuck with this stuff. And basically missing, or rather, yeah, not really missing, but definitely he did wound one of his body halves. I'm just thinking about if I should do it right down the middle or no. Damn bro, that's aura I didn't think I was allowed to have, but I'll take it. Oh, definitely, man. June Cheesy Noodle says, my brother's got me a whole combat squad as an early Christmas present, so I'll have minis to actually customize and finally really start painting. Let's go, that's so cool. And by the way, June, I haven't seen you in quite a long time. There was some development on my end. We finally have a Discord server for this channel. So if you're interested to be able to properly show off your progress, maybe get yourself some tips in, show off your painting skills, and yeah, just have an all-around good time, feel free to head to the community section and look for the invite link. It should be so far the furthest, the latest post that I put on there. Second code, of course. Yo, I'm so down to join the Discord channel. Hell yeah. Glad to see that it actually, that so many people are actually interested. Even a lot of people like So Long, who is new to the channel as far as I'm aware. Even people like him, joined this channel really quickly, which is something I really did not think would happen, that quickly. But yeah. Hang on, let's give this guy a second coat, and then we'll think about what color we'll give his backpack. And his weapon, I think, should be red. Should it be red? Silver. No, it should be red, I think. Yeah. I'm a bot, yeah. Did I insinuate that? Sometimes I don't really listen to what I'm saying myself, so... that's definitely not what I meant. I just want to say that you're new. June says, I'll have to remember to do that when I get home, lol, currently at work. Oh, right, okay. Always surprised to see how many people actually chime in when they're at work. I definitely need to do one late stream or one very long stream for all my American homies, which are my second largest audience on my channel. Depending on my, listening to my analytics. No? Okay, good. Good. And I think I'll cut... I'll paint this Bezigu in beige first, and then we'll see if we want to have it different later. Okay. But yeah, today was a very eventful day. I woke up rather early, especially for somebody who got to bed at 2 o'clock. Then I went to buy some canvases to paint on. Then had breakfast with my girlfriend. Went to university. Just, casually established a student-led community for a student-led committee for our cafeteria, so we finally get there something going again. Organized a hot wine sale for next week. And then just, headed home, did homework, edited a video, the usual. Cooked dinner, ate dinner, and now I'm here with you guys. And after this is over, I will head into a Discord call with my good friend and Paul Feinrich, and we will discuss the latest news that Warhammer has to offer for us. I spent a small fortune on Darkwater yesterday. I'll never financially recover from this. Yeah, same, man. I was so scarred from Darkwater that I didn't even wait for the third-party retailers to have it, which was a huge mistake. Definitely could have, you know, saved some money on there. But I just wanted to make sure that I'd get it and was able to cover it, because the release of Curse City was such a shit show. But yeah, definitely I won't do that next time. If there's even gonna be a next time. Because next time will be in a couple of years, and if I'll buy the next Warhammer Quest set or not, will definitely be decided by where this channel will be then. By then. Though I'm very happy to announce that I'm only missing... Hang on. I'm only missing 9 more subscribers for 4,000 subscribers. Ain't that crazy? Time flies. And I've already got so much more in stock, so I'm very much looking forward to continue to be here. But yeah, the Darkwater set is going to be very interesting. Definitely gonna make a video about that. A series, sorry, not a video. Alright. How often do you play the tabletop? I'm always curious to know if people ever just paint and don't really play the game. You know what's funny? Back in the day when I started, when I was like 15, 14, somewhere around then, I could not get people who said that they would only collect the miniatures and not play with them, right? That they would not, do that. I was like, what's the point even? And now, I'm actually only painting the miniatures. I play the tabletop like once or twice a year so far. And, you know, the big game, there's like one big game a year where my friend and I meet up to play Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition. And then there's like one smaller game, or maybe a handful of smaller games, where we play like Kill Team or Warcry or something. Because we all live in like different cities all over Germany. One lives in like down south in Bavaria. 2 other guys live up north in Lower Saxony. I'm here in North Rhine-Westphalia, so yeah. Is this a Blades of Absolution Marine? He's not supposed to be, but hang on. Blades of Absolution. What is that chapter? I don't know the color scheme. Warhammer 40k. Hang on, let me share my screen with you guys. Oops. There we go. How do you like my hat, by the way? Didn't wash my hair, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna put on a hat instead. Blades of Solution. Dark Angel Successor chapter. I mean, definitely would work. Nah, I think it's too... No, not really. No, it's too bone white. No. Hang on, maybe they're here as well. Hang on. Let me have a look-see look. Oh, bruh, come on. Oh, really? What? Do you only have like 2 speeds rated? Oh, there we go. Angels of Defiance. More an Angel of Defiance, like according to the color scheme that I've chosen for him. Angel of Redemption, but then again, it's not green. No, it's not gonna be an Angel of Delusion. Nice set, very Christmassy. Thank you very much. All right, let's get back to the painting. There we go. But yeah, Piotr Jeske? I hope I pronounced that right. Thanks for checking in and asking about the miniature. No, today I wanna paint a Dark Angel Space Marine in the old Legion colors, though slightly variated because I don't like just black armor, because I can't really paint it well. This is an attempt at like non-metallic metal black for a Black Templar. Still very rough, so I definitely need to do more wet blending here. But yeah, never really looks good. I also have like one Stormcast Eternal over here, who has black armor. That one's actually a lot better, but still a lot more grey than black, so if I have the chance to avoid painting black armor, I'll do that. There we go. A hobbyist says, painting my Dark Angels of Defiance as we speak. Lol, well, that's a coincidence. If I've ever heard one, hell yeah. If you want, as I see a lot of new names in the chat, I do have an email address, an Instagram page, and a Discord server if you guys want to show off your current painting projects for me to have a look at live on stream right now. If you're feeling funky and want to send in what you did or what you're currently doing. Always great fun, so I get never tired of encouraging it. And Panzerkitsen is also here saying, good evening. Good evening back to you, my Swedish man. Well, it's rather Scandinavian man, I'm pretty sure you're from Sweden, right? June says, interesting, I'm more kit interested in the Guy's Law, but I'm kind of interested in at least trying the game to see if it's any fun. Yes, if there's anything, so if you've got a combat patrol, I'd encourage you to try and play, of course, 40k, but I think 8th edition. 8th edition is great and gives you lots of opportunity, though as a Space Marine player, 10th edition is also fine. So long says I can send my pile of grey. I mean, sure. That's of course as well. Piotr says Jeska is an old Teutonic name originating from the area near Semmering. Spital am Semmering to be exact. My models look hideous enough that only one person should share the burden of seeing them. Well, that's a very poetic way of phrasing it. Okay, I will not pressure you to show what you deem us not ready for. But yeah, interesting, didn't know that. Jesk, or a Jeske. A Teutonic name. I saw the Total War trailer, it was badass. Ooh, no spoilers please. I do wanna have a look at it with my pal Feinrich later on. And we'll share all of our opinions like in an edited form on this channel and in the raw just on our second channel, Trick Zipsane, which I still heavily try to revitalize after Feinrich is just, you know, doesn't want to upload any content whatsoever. That dick. Never spoiling? Thank you. Very nice. Very nice of you. But yeah, I think... What should the Aquila be for this guy? Not white, I think. I could also paint him, hang on. I do have Lionel Johnson on my table as we speak. Currently another project of mine that my girlfriend gave me for my birthday. And I'm painting this guy, so you can already be hyped for another long-form video project. As Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones, with a lot of non-metallic metal effects and nice ornamental effects and stuff. And yeah, so I could paint him like that. Give him just like a red torso or something. Do you have your Johnson on your table? Man. That would be... no. I'm not that kind of beast. A reddish glow coming from the joints of the augmentic. Very nice, Lion. Thank you. Still, of course, a whip, very much. A work in progress. But yeah. Good progress, you think? I'm not really sure. Haven't touched them in quite a while. Always busy with these Marines that my girlfriend gave me for Advent Calendar. As an Advent Calendar. The title of the stream is very much accurate. I am painting another Space Marine every single day, so if you've got nothing better to do, please feel free to chime in here. This stream will run each day, every day, until the 19th of December. Okay, I don't know how to proceed from on here, I'm gonna be totally honest. So I'll just go and do the next best thing. Move on to the next paint. Corn red. Corn red is good. Ba, 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 ba. Different brush. Careful to not dunk my brush in my coffee pot, but rather my my wastewater mug. This is a stupid idea, I think. Anyways. Not a stupid idea in terms of like color, but in terms of when to do what. Because this coat doesn't even really look good so far. And I'm already doing the details here. Definitely should not do that. But yeah, you know. Maybe this gives me more restrictions and therefore brings me to actually paint these things a little bit more in a more refined manner. But yeah, very intrigued to see where this Space Marine will go. I think, you know, so far, the red definitely is the right choice. I'm just wondering where else to put it. I think, you know, going with the 60-30-10 rule, this red should really stay as the rare accent color here and there. So I think I will not paint his torso like I did with Lionel Johnson. There we go. Oh, sorry. The red makes it stronger. Definitely faster, right? Can you even see my bommel? Oh yeah, there we go. Can you see my bommel? There we go. But yeah, what to do for the backpack? I think I'll leave the the backpack in a dark, you know, black-brown mix. It's not supposed to strike the attention of the audience, of the onlooker. So why even, you know, so why even encourage it at all? That also means, though, that I won't do the weapons in red either. What other color to use? I don't want to keep them all black. Maybe some Caliban green there? Could work, might work. Might make it also more difficult to see the OSL effect later on. A lot of things to think about. Didn't really think this this paint job through all the way. Looks like the old relic shield of the city of Schwerte. You don't say. Alright. I have no idea what you mean. Alright, moving right on from that comment. We are going to paint, I think, the plasma is going to have the regular blue color. And after that, we are going to... did I screw up a little bit? Just a little bit, that's okay. Next, I think I want to take some Mournfang Brown for the details again. for like the belts, the straps, the pouches, you know, all of that good stuff. Simply because just I want to see if it actually has enough vibrancy to stand out from the dark brown, or if we should rather go with something like XV88, for example. Yes, the one they had before the second sword was added in the small city in Westphalia. It is? Hang on. The old city of Schwerte. Do not ask me where my PO box is situated. There we go. Schwerte, old. Ah, fuck it. So we've got. This is the new one. Alright, for a city called Schwerte, of course. You wanna see some Schwerts over there. But where? Ah, there we go. Alright. That makes a lot of sense. Hang on. Yeah, Schwerte Heraldic. Okay, bingo. Yeah, okay. I definitely see the resemblance somehow. Interesting key, but you know. Cool sword. He doesn't have the key relic though, does he? No, he's got another sword. Okay. Well, would have been funny if he had like a small key reliquary. But unfortunately, no. But yeah, interesting connection. Alright. Important city for the 1680 to 48 war? Really? Schwerte, of all things? Okay. Sure. Yeah, if a country gets old enough, every city somehow plays a bigger role in it somewhere. Oh yeah, I think this brown is quite alright. Hello there, says Illunas. One of my illustrious channel members who are continuing to blow my mind and paying actual money on this channel. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Welcome to be here. Okay, where do we go from here? I think this is okay. I think like from this angle it looks good. From this angle it looks alright as well. We can also paint the belt buckle brown because why not? Or rather, I think we should paint the belt buckle in Xandri Dust. That would have been the better call, I think. Yeah, okay. We'll have to switch that around later. And then in terms of the under carapace, I think we should just go with a light gray, like Dawnstone. Which can be darkened down later with just a wash of Nalnor, right? But yeah, Lunas, how are you doing? I hope the week has been good for you. I hope the week has been good for all of you, by the way. Haven't really asked so far. That is way too bright, though. Dang, really? Dawnstone? Are you that bright? Maybe I do need to use Ashen Grey after all. Holy moly. It's going to be the next 2 weeks. So this week was already a crunch for a lot of stuff, but the next week is going to be insane. So much stuff to do. I need to do the video project for the end of December, or rather for the end of, rather before Christmas. And then I also need to do all the Christmas presents. Not all the Christmas presents, but the one for my parents. Which is going to include 4 oil-painted portraits, hand-painted by me. Because if you don't know, I see a lot of new people here. I am actually an art student. I am what is called jobless. No, hang on. It's called a dreamer with a prospect of prolonged joblessness. And yeah. So that's why I thought, you know, my parents should definitely get something out of this degree so far. So I'm gonna paint some portraits for them in oil. My big strength is digital art, but I do aspire to more. I do aspire to the digital arts. To the fine arts. Hang on. A light left me. The light of my table, not the light of my life. She's sitting right behind me in bed. Snug, cozy, and warm. Alright. A dreamer with a diploma. Bingo. Iluna says got a new job and was sick over the weekend. Oh shit. A struggling artist, it's Terminus Technicus. Oh right, okay. Struggling artist. Yeah, that's good. The funny thing is, I did quite good when, like, before I went to art school. And when I say quite good, I'm, you know, that might be a little bit over-exaggerating. But I did have quite some great commissions. Like Curse City, Hero Quest, the DLCs for Hero Quest, individual units for Warhammer40k, you know, all of these commissions being Warhammer related. And now I will have a degree. Fair trade, I guess. Okay. I think what's missing is we have got a lot of red concentrated. Hang on. We have got a lot of red concentrated in this general area. I think I want to have this kneecap also in red. But yeah, a new job and being sick over the weekend is really... that is really unfortunate timing. But I'm glad, so I hope you got better as the week started, because it's always an unfortunate first impression when you've got a new job and you're sick right away. AFK, got a clean ATP? Okay. Got a clean APT. APT, okay. Yeah, I think that's correct. Alright. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But no red anymore, except for the one OSL effect that I'm thinking of. But that's of course beside the point. Other than that, I feel like... what do we do with the weapons? Should I just try some green? Like some forestry green? Not necessarily like the nice Caliban green that we used with the Black Templar, but rather literal Caliban green. Yeah, got better by Monday. Passed the fun cold to my GF. Ah. My girlfriend and I used to also get sick either in sync or like right next after one another. But thankfully for the last couple of times of getting sick, it just skipped me. So yeah, lucky for that. I think the green weapons are actually a hit. Yep. I think I'm gonna do that. Just a very dark green. Dark and cold green. There we go. This guy might be a bit of a mess at the end of the day. I'm intrigued to see how he will turn out. With all of the other Marines, we did draw from a lot of either experienced painters already presenting their paint jobs, or just, you know, me having done all of the concept art and concept sketches beforehand. With this, I'm really just going, you know, as we say in Germany, frei nach Schnauze. That's a joke so good, even my girlfriend found it funny from across the room. Alright. Hey, what's with my equipment today? OBS crashing, my light going dark, my camera shutting down 2 times already. What's up? Which are your favorite chapter, Legion? Ooh, my favorite chapter are probably the Imperial Fists. I am actually not one of the guys who has anything against the Ultramarines. I think they are, you know, there's a good reason they are so well known, and they are the poster boys for Games Workshop because they're literally engineered to be the Swiss Army knives of the Ultramarines. But I think the aesthetic of the yellow armor and the dogma of, you know, defense building, defensive tactics, the stoicism of the Imperial Fists and stuff like that, I really like. You know, it's just, from a lore and aesthetic perspective, I think that's where the Imperial Fists are. Also because they're literally just a Space Marine army, which might sound a little bit disinteresting, but I think in a time where everything in the literal human-dominated galaxy is on the very brink of going to shit. Yeah. Not the brink of art, though, the brink of being, you know, down the shitter. I think it's very bad for the last hope of humanity, aka the last bulwark against the darkness, the Space Marines, to just be fucking around, right? The goddamn Black Templars, fucking chads, but bruh, they are so, I can only say the German word engstirnig. Then we have the Dark Angels, so much secrecy, so much shenanigans inside of their legion. God damn. Then we have the Blood Angels, fucking cursed, literally. And then we have the Iron Hands, the people who do so little, you know, who literally have not understood the way of life their progenitor tried to teach them, and are now just becoming cyborgs and enslaving humanity to become cyborgs as well, like some people, because they're just that deranged. Then we have the Salamanders. The Salamanders are actually quite okay, I just don't like the fire aesthetic as much. With them, it's more the, an aesthetic point of contention. What else? The Ultramarines are also quite good. But, you know, I don't just want to be the mainstream. And that's how I ended up being a fan of the Imperial Fists. Imagine my face when Horus Heresy was released and all of a sudden the Imperial Fists were mainstream. Dang. But hey, fair enough. As Mr. Adorable once said, no. Okay. I also like in terms of Legion, pre-Heresy Legion and during Heresy Legion, I also really like the Emperor's Children under Fulgrim. I think they had great potential as a you know, heresy-free legion, and their tale is actually rather tragic. And Fulgrim was also like, I think he was pre-heresy. He was very similar. He had a very similar level of charisma and standing. I love you too. As Sanguinius. I think he was a great guy. And then of course he got tricked and fell to the darkness. Much like Magnus and Horus did too. The only guy who really was just like a bastard from the get-go was fucking Erebus. But yeah, you know, whatever. How about the Bloody Magpies? The Bloody Magpies? Is that code? Is that meme code that I'm just not familiar with? I think the green was the right choice though. A little bit too colorful. But it's okay. It's okay. Yes. Then we have all of that covered. What do we do with the backpack, though? I don't want to give the cable. So here we have like a more classic Caliban Dark Angel that we painted on the 1st of December. And I think I don't want to do that again with the yellow and black coated stripes. So I'd rather do... You know what, I'll try it as Games Workshop said it. Just take some Iron Breaker and do the entire thing with it. Or as they are officially called, the Blood Ravens. Ah, bingo, okay. The Blood Ravens, I don't really care for them, to be very honest with you. A lot of people like them. I think they are a funny meme. But like, that's about it. I also like the Red Corsairs, or rather the faction that they were before they turned to the dark side, basically. Though I have forgotten their name pre-heresy. But I thought, like, their chapter master was rather reasonable in his request. And the High Lords of Terror just dicked around, and that's how all of that came to be. And on that note, like, the Minotaurs, the Lamentars, and the... Who were the other guys? I'll think of them in a minute. They're also on the... Oh, the Carcharodons, or Carcharodons. They are also just fucking around too much. Especially the Carcharodons. Like, hey man, I get it, but dang, bro. Yes, you're doing a good job. No, I'd rather not have you do the Red Tithe. But yeah, Astral Claws. Oh yeah, the Astral Claws. Hell yeah. I think they're cool too. They also had like a nice aesthetic as well to go along with it. So yeah. They were cool too. And as far as warbands go, they are also like, aren't they like the biggest and most successful warband as well? So yeah, chads. Definitely. I think they also had like a debut in Dawn of Fire. Not their debut, but like a they popped up there as well. And they popped up very good. They fucked up some shit. There are hints that the Blood Ravens are from the Thousand Suns gene seed. Oh, is there? Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. But I don't think it's as interesting as like this one Legion of Space Marines that it's like hinted to be a chimera from, I think, Iron Warriors and Ultramarines or something. Or like at least part Iron Warrior, but like on the Loyalist side. I thought that was more interesting. The Iron Warriors are also just, you know, not really that cool of a Legion. I'm not a big fan of the Hazard stripes. Like, I am a fan of them, like the yellow and black, and of course, you know, this. I am a fan of them aesthetically. I just think it's a little bit stupid. Like, oh yeah, watch out. This is hazardous. You don't say. It's a sword as big as a house. Of course it's hazardous. It's a chain sword. You know, stuff like that. I'm just like, bruh. Chad Hurons versus Virgin Abaddon. Like, but for real, right? Abaddon, I thought his last entry during the Siege of Terra was kinda cool. When he lost the duel against, I forgot who it was. But got teleported out, so he got saved by his men. But his words were like, no, bring me back, I wanna die together. I wanna die in the presence of proper warriors or something along those lines. That went kinda hard. I thought that was great. And yeah, you can also say about Abaddon, like, the one thing I'm unsure about how to feel, because on the one hand, I'm feeling like, dang, how incompetent do you have to be to fail with your crusade 12 fucking times, right? But on the other hand, it really speaks of determination and grit to even do this whole endeavor 12 times. And also, you know, what's with his companions? Like, if I had a friend And he tried to do something together with me, like go on a road trip or something, and it failed 11 times. And I'd get a call and he's like, hey man, wanna try a 12th time? No, you dick, I don't want to try a 12th time. What is wrong with you? But yeah, so I think it's not only on Abaddon's fault that the other guys just like kept listening to him. I don't know. Pure grit and determination with him. Iron Warriors are OSHA compliant. Damn. That's so far the best take I have heard for the Iron Warriors so far. Yeah, actually now that I think about it, they are probably all forklift certified. That's a great way to have a look at things. Dang. The Iron Warriors of all people. But yeah, I really like the novel. I read the novel, I think in English it's called Apocalypse or something? I'm not quite sure. About the 3 Space Marines from different chapters who help defend a world from a Word Bearer's invasion, I think it is. It is also the novel where like the loyalist Word Bearer, Dreadnought, is coming up. And I think the Imperial Fists, like, and the Raven Guard as well, were portrayed very nicely over there. The White Scar as well. Yeah, I don't know, I don't remember the White Scar as well. But I definitely remember the Raven Guard and the Imperial Fists. They did a good job. Although the Raven Guard character did die due to some, you know, plot contrivances. Well, happens to the best of us. Trust the plan. Yes, at peak point, the Red Corsairs, according to the 5th edition, had 100k Marines under them. 100k! Holy shit. I mean, yeah, that's 5th edition, because I think they retconned the shit out of that number. But, yeah, sure, why not? Dang, that's like half the size of peak Ultramarine Legion size. Or like roughly half. That's actually crazy, holy shit. Did a great job then. Have you ever watched the War for Badab series by Arch? No. Is it good? Because I would love to know more about the Badab War. The only thing I know from it is like pretty much from Major Kill only. And as far as I know, there are no novels discussing the Badab War, which I think is a travesty. And I really hope in my lifetime we will get some Black Library Badab War releases. But, yeah, no, I haven't seen that one. Can I find it on YouTube? I'm always looking for more stuff to listen to. Currently I'm on nature documentaries. I last listened to a documentary about, what are they called? Not Penglings. Papageientaucher in German. Shit. Not Puffling, but Puffins. Right. A nature documentary about puffins. Very cute birds. But you know, these documentaries also live from not the narrator narrating, but also like just the pictures speaking for themselves. Which of course doesn't really work as well when you are treating it like an audiobook. You know, most YouTube videos you can just listen to without the video. That's what I do most. But yeah. Not so much nature documentaries. Just doesn't work the same. Yep. Okay. Then I'll check that out. Alright, I think this is okay. I think this guy looks alright. I'm a bit sour on the fact that we had to include a fourth color so far, green. But it is still what I would say lore accurate and chapter compliant to the Dark Angels to see these colors. Iluna says he covers the entire war in detail and it has 31 parts. Most of them have between 30 and 50 minutes. Holy shit, that's a commitment and a half. But yeah, sure, why not? It's not like I have anything else to listen to. Oh, by the way, speaking of listening to, the music is over. It's Jova. Where is my... If you're wondering what we are currently listening to, it's jazz, but not too jazzy. You get some more jazz. Oh yeah. Okay. That's nice, isn't it? At least I hope so. Is it too loud? Maybe. Make it a tad quieter. Also, Major Kill isn't lore accurate and gets stuff often wrong. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, he does it more for like the memes, right? He's more meme oriented. I've heard a lot of people say recently that like 40k meme lore actually is starting to have a real impact on like how people perceive certain legions, chapters, and for example guard regiments. You know, the Krieg, for example, are a great example of people knowing more the meme lore than the actual lore. I think it's not as big of a deal, but I do kinda get that people are saying, holy shit. That basically the fear is that these memes become so intrusive and pervasive that, you know, it might have long-term effects on the way that these characters and, again, regiments are being portrayed in the actual lore. Yeske says, it was a long conflict with multiple phases. The whole chapters for the loyalists rotated out. Yeah, many books. Many books and White Dwarf articles. Really? Many books? Like proper novels? Because I haven't found a single one. I would love to read a proper novelization about the Bad App War. But I'm like not 100% keen on just hunting down old White Dwarf magazines or what was the other thing? Like Imperial Armor editions. Like I think it was a member called Nobody who told me about it. He said that I think Imperial Armor 9 and 10 covered the Badab War. Like, nah, bro. It was very thoughtful of him. Like, I don't know why I'm so grumpy today. Sorry, I really don't mean to. But yeah, it's like there's no possibility that I'll be able to chase those down. And I'd rather have them in novel form. Same with the Damocles Crusade. I only know stuff about the Damocles Crusade, again, from memes. And I don't really know exactly what happened. I don't know who was involved. Hello. Was? So. I think so, yeah, sure. Hang on. No, I'll... Okay. Hang on. I'll read your chats in a second. Where was I? Oh yeah, the Damocles Crusade. Again, very cool conflict, very interesting. It's just that, I don't know, like, I like to have proper novels. I've read a fan comic about it from Liber Duelicus or something? I don't know his name. He's constantly changing his Instagram handle. But yeah, that's all that I've got for that conflict. Okay, Where do we go? It was a long oh yeah, I read that. Major Kill Today lore video on Space King without actually watching any of the episodes? What? So yeah, he's only after the money. Is he really that much of a sellout? No way. Bruh. Dang, I thought he was like... I mean, I haven't watched him for quite a long time. The only thing that I was like, okay, you know... weird strategy, but okay, his like gay, lewd calendar that he's selling on his own website, whatever. You know, okay. But I didn't really take his lore videos too seriously as well. It's like watching trash TV for your favorite universe. I didn't know he was that inaccurate though. And this also, like, to me seems like a loss of passion as well. So unfortunate. Forge World did the war. It was successful, so they decided to do Horse Heresy. Oh, really? Oh, okay, that will make sense then. There's a White Scar book about Damocles, maybe even 2. Okay. Then maybe I can hunt those down. At least for Damocles, I've heard that there are novelizations about it. But like in terms of the Badab War, nothing. Nothing. What color should we paint this trim? For the other pauldron? Should we do it red like here? Or should we paint it in a different color? And if so, which one? Maybe bone white? Maybe Xandri dust as well? That could be an idea. But yeah. Dang, sucks to hear about Major Kill. Also, why would he do... I don't know, man. Like, I like Space King. I like in watching this series. I enjoy watching this series. But, like, it's not that deep. Like, do you really need lore videos about Space King? Or am I just out of touch on that one? How about golden trim? Maybe I should have a look at, like, Dark Angel company colors. Bone trim and red checkered shoulder pad? Ooh. That could be good. I think the red checker might be a bit too far. But I think I'm also more on the bone trim as well. The reason why I don't want to do a golden trim necessarily is because I don't want to overload this miniature with colors, right? I actually do have to mix up some dark brown again. Because I missed A, the power pack, B, his helmet, and C, some stuff that I just didn't see beforehand. Alright. But yeah. I'm very glad to be once again joined by so many people. It's very nice to see. I'm very intrigued to see what I'll have to do for next year, because next year I will, like, as much, I love doing YouTube, don't get me wrong, I love doing YouTube. I would do it 24 hours a day, like, editing videos, coming up with content ideas, painting videos, streams, all of that. No problem at all. The thing is though, I do have to work, and I do have to go to university, and I do have to also next year finish my diploma. And that has to take, like, utmost priority. Hello. Hello. Oh. What tea is that? Kurkuma Kiss tea? Alright. I have so much luck. I'm in so much luck. Such a lucky man. Will send you my lion on Discord? Oh yeah, definitely. You'll see how gold goes with that color scheme. Okay. I mean, I definitely don't doubt you. I am planning non-metallic gold for my own lion as well. Alright. Show you guys something. Merry Christmas. It's a great mug that my grandma got me this year for Advent, basically. Oh yeah, from Nikolaus. Wow, this is nice. Is there a Klontje in there? Oh.
But it's, I forgot.
No, I'm saying oh because like oh, how sweet, literally.
You know, there's a mango.
Oh. Caramelized ingwer. Caramelized ingwer?
I think
Crazy stuff.
it's really
It is delicious. That's great. Perfect. Well, as we are once again being joined by music that could come straight out of a detective noir story. I'm just playing. Oh, Polygon is now following. Hello, chatting for the first time on Twitch. I'm so glad that I caught that. So yeah, again saying yo in the Twitch chat. Hello, welcome, welcome to the action. What brings you here? Glad to have you on board. How was your week? It's already Friday, so I hope you're done with work. And Lunas has sent a picture via the Discord. Let me have a look at it as soon as I'm done with the dark brown here. Because it is custom mixed up on just a piece of tissue paper. Or rather, on just a tissue paper, yeah. Or a paper tissue, so that way around. So I might need to actually apply it rather quickly before it dries up. Building some Sternguard. Chillin'. Polygon is big chilling in the Twitch chat, building himself some Sternguard veterans, I think, right? Very, very cool. Nice, nice. Glad to have you on board. Are you having a nice Advent time so far? I'm having a blast because my girlfriend made me a Warhammer Advent calendar herself. A woman the size of 1.5 meters has bested one of the richest companies in the world. Oh, not the word. That might be too much. But definitely the richest company in England. That's awesome. Yeah. I love this time of year. Hell yeah. And Theinrich saying, dude, you have a wet palette and a wood palette. Yeah, I know. I wanted to say the wood palette is on the other side of the room, but that's not even true. I have it right behind me. It's right behind me, isn't it? The thing for the wet palette is like, I can't be bothered to set it up. I don't know. I know it takes like seconds, but still. There we go. But yeah, glad to have you here, Theinrich, as well. How are you doing, mate? What did you all day so that you couldn't reply back to me on 1433? At 1333. But yeah. Okay, hang on. I'll have a look at the lion in a second. Polygon is building up his Sternguard veterans. And yeah, if you are looking for like a nice stream, something to keep you company while you're building, painting, enjoying Warhammer, just know that I'm live currently every single day until the 19th of December from 6 PM to 7 PM Central European Time, that is CET. So, there we go. I officially failed a class today. No! What? Ah, dang. Shit. Dang, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Dang. Wanna have a drink and play Terraria later to ease away the pain? To ease the pain. Dang, which class was it? If you want to tell, that is. And by the way, you stayed up all night to watch the Game Awards? Because I was awake yesterday at like 2:50 still. Caught a little bit of the Game Awards by accident. But yeah. Now it's time for another Zendry Dust coat here on the trim. The Marine so far has a little bit of a chocolate vibe to him. You know, the dark brown and the white chocolate of the Zendry Dust color. But yeah. No, I stayed up too long on accident. Before I went to bed, I checked on the stream and saw it. Oh, that's what you literally, and then they played the trailer, or what? Dang, okay. So you actually did watch the trailer on accident then? Or at least part of the trailer. That's hilarious. Okay. I mean, that was fate then. Then I can't hold anything against you. Hang on. Gotta lick the paint off the brush. Keeps you healthy. It's better than White Monster. There we go. Okay, hang on. Remember the time we played Peak until after midnight? And when I was like, oh wow, I was supposed to hand in something until midnight today? Ah well, I handed in 3 hours late then. I couldn't. No way. Really, it was that? Oh no, yes I do remember us talking about that. Dang, no way. Oh, that sucks, brother. You couldn't hand it in, like, I mean, I get why, like, it wouldn't go automatically, but you couldn't, like, appeal? Is it really that strict? At our bootleg art academy, where we both studied / I still study, we can hand in stuff like a year later, and it still gets counted. But in at the big state-sponsored university, you can't. Dang. Like not even 3 hours later. Bruh. That sucks, man. I'm sad to hear that. Okay. There we go. Trim is done. And now I'll have a look at The Lion by Lunas. If you're looking for a great community on Discord to join, or rather a great community to join on Discord, you can have a look at the community tab on YouTube. Find the invite. Rule of thumb, young Dawson's, what an English law? What's that in English, alright? I think rule of thumb is pretty much true, yeah. Pretty much alright. Are so much more strict with the deadlines than old guys. Ah, dang. That's just unlucky then as well. Alright. Very Pfefferkuchen. Alright. The hat actually makes it look very nice. Maybe I should really wear it till the end of December. Oh yeah, right. The Discord. There we go. Stream Parade. Perfect. The proper channel. Excellent. There we go. Lunas with Lionel Johnson. Very golden, a very gaudy Lionel Johnson. In the best way possible. Okay. You really didn't shy away from the gold at all, did you? Oh, Theinrich loves the shield. Bingo. The shield is very nice. Yeah, I do like the multiple colors that you used instead of just gold and red as GW used. Kinda Christmassy. You're actually right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Perfect miniature for Christmas, actually. That's great, dude. Okay. The shield is actually hella clean as well. I'm really liking this. And your paint job also really nicely showcases all the different like sculpted details on here. It's actually something that I don't see too often. Or rather the other way around. I see it a lot of times that the way that Games Workshop paints stuff is actually the worst they could do for their sculpts. Best example are the Caradron Overlords, which are just like metal over metal, silver over silver, and you can't see the sculpts at all. The eagle is a mix of greedy gold and weapon bronze 1-to-1. So I guess those are army painter colors then. But yeah, very nice. Looks like the Henna's gold from Games Workshop. Okay. As well as the lion's pauldron. Okay, so the other thing, yeah. Very colorful, I'm liking it. Yeah, I like this a lot, actually. But yeah, my paint jobs are these days around are all really dull is the wrong word, but like not as excessive in use of color. I hope that this miniature will change that. Industra, the Celestial Spear proxy, whatever the guy did on eBay with this poor miniature. I'm now fully done with the repairs, conversion, extra bits and stuff. Almost, right out. Do want to give her a musket, just like the Helldivers wear it, like on her belt. Hang on. And I have now finally decided on what to do with her, because I want to make a Slanesh champion out of her. Because I think that's like as close to the original interpretation of the pre-owner as possible. Try to incorporate all the Dark Angel colors on him. I mean, you did definitely do that. You definitely got all the Dark Angel colors for sure. I'm a lot more strict in that regard. I have like, okay, these are the new colors and the other things are the old colors. Okay, where were we? What should we do with the backpack over here? The last time we painted this part, we painted him on this Hellblaster over here, and we gave it like a nice, like a little bit of a lightning effect, or rather a lighting effect, like a fusion reactor, where the plasma was really like spun around, almost like a washing machine of sorts. I don't really want to do that again, so I'm not quite sure what to do with it actually. Maybe just leave it dark brown as well. And just paint on a symbol on there somehow. Okay, we are actually making very, very good progress. I think it's time for a little bit of a wash. And then some highlighting. I think that's what we should do. God dang, saxophone is getting on my nerves. Okay. A little bit loud in my ears. Where do we have... Oh yeah, we need... I want to have some Agrax Earthshade. Oh, that's nano. Yes. And just cover the pauldron and basically the right side, or rather the left side of him with it. Funny, I really like the miniature from this angle. I really like... This angle is really unassuming. We definitely need to do something here. Hopefully via the highlight. But yeah, this can't stay like this. And I don't want to incorporate too much more bone color in here as well. Because I do feel like the idea that he blew one half of himself up in a plasma gun malfunction, and now wears the color of the Legion over there, as they did in the Heresy to signify wounds or wounded parts. I mean, that's just funny. I don't want to overdo it. It's like the thing. My character design professor said that back in the day as well, that that my designs are on one hand genius and on the other hand maddening, in the sense that I do try to really put a lot of thought into everything, get my references in order and have everything orderly. But on the other hand, I am like also hamstringing myself a lot of the times, writing myself in a corner of sorts. So yeah, that's basically what's happening here again. Iluna says, by the way, watching on a phone as well, so I can't chat while painting. Oh right, okay, fair enough. Hey man, fair enough. Whatever you guys are most comfortable with. Don't get me wrong, I highly appreciate the more people are chatting. Because, you know, it keeps the stream interesting for me. I want to say interesting in general, but definitely for me as well. I don't have to talk like a schizo, just rambling on about stuff that comes to mind. And do the ba-da-ba-ba sound too often. I don't know what's going on today that I do it so often. But yeah, this is meant to chill and to have in the background while you are painting. So of course, paint away. Alright, this is good. Now we'll just let it dry. Meanwhile, I think I'll take some Ashen Grey. No. Or should I? I'll try it. I'll take some Ashen Grey and Mournfang Brown and mix those up to a brown that is slightly paler, dark and slightly pale, but a little bit brighter still than the color that we previously used on the brown parts. And this color will serve as our highlight. Okay, and now I just need a dash of black paint in there. Just the regular black acrylic. And just a dash, because black is really dark. If you didn't know. And now it's time for like some very rough highlights. So if this is the angle that we're looking at, that we're looking from, this is where I want to have the interest. I'll just catch all of those areas that I get caught by the light the most. And then I'll feather it in as I find it convenient. And there we go. And this, hopefully, will work out. And not be too brown. There we go, there we go. The Dark Angels, it's very funny because I actually do like the Dark Angels quite a lot. But their paranoia and, you know, secrecy all the time, although they have proven that it is good to be so paranoid, you know, thinking about some of the foes they had to face, especially in the Heresy, or rather pre-Heresy. You know, sometimes it does act in their favor to be so paranoid and secretive. Though it also just gets on my nerve, dude. Gosh. And also their color scheme is just slightly, it's like a little bit undercooked. I don't like the Dark Angel color scheme of the Legion necessarily. And I also don't like the Dark Angel color scheme in 40k like that much. Because they basically share a color palette with the Salamanders. I know the Salamanders are different in their color scheme. But still, I think it's just not enough, not quite. Waited too long. Shouldn't have. A bit more black, and then we feather it in. Like right there. Between the dark, deep black and the lighter brown from before. I also don't want to have this guy too brown. I still want to have to be dark black. I think I'm talking just a lot of contradictory stuff today, or planning a lot of contradictory stuff. Dark Angels are secretly traitors, and the Alpha Legion is secretly loyalist. You know, we do hear a lot about the Fallen and the way that they want to cover up that the Fallen even are a thing. What if the Fallen actually outnumber the loyalist Dark Angels? Wouldn't that be funny? The Dark Angels themselves are actually the splinter group from the broader force. Though I did found it very interesting that Lionel Johnson, apparently, I haven't read the book so far, I do have it. My lovely girlfriend gave it to me as a gift as well, just haven't gotten around to reading it yet. That Lionel Johnson apparently is able to give these Dark Angels absolution and like a presidential pardon of sorts. I think he's already incorporating them in his closer cadre of warriors. I don't know if he has already met Cypher or not. But yeah, that was very cool. At least that snippet of lore that I hope I correctly picked up. TV1. Is that a formula? Or not a formula, but a form? But yeah, I thought that would be very interesting. Very cool. I talked about this a couple of streams ago. That I found the concept of like a traitor marine basically realizing how far he has fallen. And, you know, with his head hanging low and with like low spirits, basically asking the Emperor for forgiveness, and yet also knowing that he can't just return to his former self. So he's basically like a very defeatist short story that I read on that. Very, very cool. Yeske says, cat on keyboard. Cat on keyboard, okay. Yeske says, Lion, Son of the Forest, is doing both a forest walk and collects Risen, aka those Marines from Caliban that didn't fall to Chaos. Oh, alright, okay. Interesting. So yeah, so it is. I thought when I heard Risen, I thought it were like, they were talking about reformed and pardoned Dark Angel Fallen. But no, okay, this doesn't seem to be the case at all then. Okay. Thanks for the info. Wouldn't have known. Would not have known. Otherwise, he's just still slightly too dark. Slightly too dark. Let me take some Ashen Gray. I basically tried to mix up the same color as we used previously. But this time, instead of using, like, I'd rather mix Ashen Gray and the acrylic black beforehand. And then I'll just put in a dash of Mornfang Brown. To once again try to keep the color from devolving into a too brownish hue. Let's see where that gets us. Okay, okay. So, because hopefully now I can pick out, for example, the details on his hand. He is still too dark. This gets us fucking nowhere. This is way too dark. Hang on. Let me put in a dash of Dawnstone. to brighten it up right away. That's still way too dark. Hello, bigger dash. Did somebody order a big dash of Dawnstone? There we go. This might do the trick. In the Blood Quest comic, a Dark Angel Fallen takes control of a Chaos Iconoclast class ship, lets the heroes of the comics escape. Okay, they were Blood Angels. And steers the ship full of Chaos dudes into a star. Based Fallen. Don't the Fallen also like have their own agenda as far as I'm concerned? They're not properly aligned with, for example, Abaddon. There's just like one story where he basically has a group of Fallen basically by the balls. And that's why they have to do his bidding. But apart from that, they don't really, it's not like they really follow Chaos and its bidding. They act like a lot like the Red Corsair, so more like a raider group. Or rather a group that's, I think, aren't they like in search of like some old relics as well? So a little bit like a mixture of Dark Angels, Dark Angels, Mechanicus and Chaos, like Red Corsairs. Again, I'm not that well versed on the lore. The thing is also, I think Lewiton once talked about this story that I'm trying to explain right now, and I watched that video twice already, but it is so convoluted. The story is just so goddamn convoluted. And to the end, it gets just so crazy and like all over the place that I always lose the plot during the most important minutes of the video. What are your thoughts on Darkwater? Oh, brother. I saw the reveal live together with Theinrich, and we were so hyped over the minis. Like, dang! I love Cursed City. There's a reason why I have 3 Cursed City in this very room. 2 of which are painted. And, you know, I do have an entire series talking about them, and I painted it multiple times for commissions. And the reason for that is that Cursed City offered such a great offer. Like, had such a great offer of, like, different miniatures. It was such a fun painting project, and it was a good game. I really liked playing it. Although I heard a lot of people saying that, you know, it was, for example, worse than Silver Tower. I don't know, I can't confirm that for myself, because I'm yet to unpack Silver Tower. I only recently got it from Theinrich, who got it on, like, basically a yard sale. But yeah, all that to say, I really like Cursed City, and Darkwater, in my opinion, is even better. The miniatures are great. This year, you know, the year of chaos that many people very meme a lot about, because the Ultramarines basically got a whole range refresh and the chaos got like 60 miniatures. But the year of chaos, the winner of this year is definitely Nurgle, especially Age of Sigmar Nurgle. Like, the miniatures that he got there are so cool. And Darkwater gives you basically a variant of each of the new Nurgle releases for Age of Sigmar, all of which are crazy. The heroes are great, although a little bit more toned down, but that's okay. The map, you know, all of the maps, because the thing that also like really annoyed me about Cursed City is that you sometimes had to set up the map. I liked it for the procedural generated maps, but not the static ones, because it just took quite a lot of time always. Also rather annoying. And now the maps are all basically like pre-built in a book that you just have to flip open. So nice, such a quality of life improvement, and such a great idea as well. So even on the gaming side, on the gaming front, it looks very, very promising. Yeah, as you can tell, I fucking love Darkwater, dude. It's going to be so cool. And I'm really happy to have been able to get my hands on it. And I will do my very, very best to cover it as quickly as possible with as many videos as possible. And just hammer them out there. Of course, you know, with quality assurance. I'm not just doing, like, I don't know, sensationalism here. I do want to have proper quality speed painting guides and painting guides in general. But yeah, it's going to be such a blast. I'm itching to open the box and build the minis, keep you up to date with everything. This is going to be a fun project with, again, great miniatures. Jeske is continuing to explain The Fallen to me, which I highly appreciate. Don't get me wrong, I'm not ignoring you because I don't like reading the chats. It's just like, I've realized watching my own VODs back that sometimes I get distracted rather easily. So I just want to try to bring my own thoughts in order before I continue reading the chat. Hang on. Let me lay down this last row of highlights so far. Okay, there we go. Okay, Cypher has his own plan. Cypher had been on Earth lately. Yeah, right? Scared of the bejesus of the Dark Angels. So they sent a kill team to off him. In the end, there was a wave fight. Cypher wanted to enter the Emperor's chamber, yeah? Big E possessed a dead Custodes and told him something. And Cypher didn't go in. That is where his book ends. Really? Okay. I remember a little bit of this Cypher story. I thought that, like, Gilliman had a deal with him. Like, back when Gilliman went to see the Emperor for the first time, I thought, like, Cypher helped him to get out of a sticky situation. But in turn, he wanted Gilliman to deliver him to the Emperor. And he wanted to meet with him as well, just as you said. And then Gilliman basically, I thought that was a little bit of a dick move. Betrayed him and let him, basically put him in chains. With the help of the Custodes. And yeah, and then he escaped. That's the Cypher story that I know. I don't know how Cypher stands to Lionel Johnson though. Because I think if he has his own plan, I wonder if he have ever, counted on the return of his gene sire. And if so, that's just lazy writing. Okay, it is getting a lot more interesting now with the color that I've just laid down. Though it is also still far from perfect. Okay. Yes, the deal was, we're not going to kill you. Alright. Well, fair enough. That was a little bit of an ad break for Flox Labs, a great YouTuber who inspired me quite a lot. But yeah. And there we go, back to the jazz. One more thing I want to say about Darkwater though, is that the Cursed City was a great deal. 60 miniatures for like $120 or something. Great. Even lower if you could get it from a third-party retailer. Amazing deal. The creme de la crop in terms of like miniature sculpting as well. Very high quality. Like the first batch that went out there. Oh, holy shit. I got my hands on that via the help of my friend JD, who got it for me. Because I was in an area where there was no internet, so I couldn't have done the shopping myself. But yeah, and Darkwater, on the other hand, although the miniatures are even crazier, like a lot crazier, like the main villain of Darkwater looks so much more impressive than Radukar, right? It's also a lot more expensive. It costs 206 euros right from the get-go from Games Workshop. And it will cost you like 160 bucks from a third-party retailer like Kutami here in Germany. So yeah, not cheap. But the miniatures are also a lot cooler, so I don't know, I guess it still works out. But it doesn't feel as good as of a deal anymore. Camera's shutting down, we're not even on the 2-hour mark. I definitely have to think something about, like with my camera. It is a little bit of an older model, I got it secondhand. And I am pushing it a lot. I'm filming every single day. I'm filming for hours sometimes, especially now with these streams. And I'm pushing it quite a lot, and I'm actually getting a little bit cautious of the wear and tear that I'm putting it through. So I hope my fears are without warrant. I hope my fears are unwarranted, but still. Panzergizner says the paint I got was the new formula. It looked different in the pic. Oh no. Oh, brother. For everybody unfamiliar with Panzergizner, he's trying to get his hands on the old Thunderhawk Blue for his Taurox Prime. And he thought he'd got an old pot from eBay that he was eagerly waiting for. And apparently now it's the new formula, and the pictures just didn't reflect that. Well, it's from 2015. Well, but still, yeah. Shrinkflation is a thing. Maybe the camera overheats with the lights, adding to the heat problem. I mean, the light shouldn't really be... The light is LED up here. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Gotta be careful though. I mean, careful. I do need, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I just have to film those. Like, sorry. But if my camera were to give out, for example, tomorrow, I would not be prepared for that. That would definitely be bad. Okay, now I'll do the proper feathering though. Let's just roughly put it in like this. Don't go too far. Moistening up the brush. And then we just feather the Xandri dust in here. Okay, this is actually too little Xandri dust. I do want to have it be rather bright. This is not the final stage of the highlight. This is just like basically round 1. We started from round 0. No reason to be this cautious. Alright. There we go. Come on. Feather it in. Someone get me a DeLorean and flex capacitor so I can travel back in time. Yeah. I mean, the closest we've got to that is the new member of our Discord channel, I think... What's his name again? Wasn't it like a Rum Nerd or something? Hope I remember him correctly. Who has inherited 141 boxes of Warhammer goodiness from his friend who apparently closed down a mini shop of his that he owned. And now it's all his. His to sell, his to paint. So if you're looking for good deals on old stuff, here's your main address. Okay. This side looks good. This side, not so much. Tricky. Didn't think this would be this much of a problem. I didn't really want to do a lot of wet blending today. Originally I wanted to focus more on the OSL. I guess I can't kiss that idea goodbye. Whereas yesterday I did have the energy and the will to stream on for a lot longer than I usually would have. Today I actually got a lot of more stuff planned. I do need to shoot another video together with Feinrich. And then edit that video to make sure that it comes out tomorrow, right away. Yeah. It's feathering in the wrong way, no. By the way, Panzer, are you looking for a spray can of Thunderhawk Blue, or are you just looking for the regular paint? Come on. What's happening? Why can't I paint anymore? Look at this travesty, this wound in the paint job. This used to work so well. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just paint the whole thing sandry dust again. I'll just use less water and be more rough with it. That's okay. Less lube. Okay. He looks for the layer paint. I don't think it was ever released in spray can, only air. Okay. Yeah. Crazy how hard it is to come by. But I thought that you were... I mean, if 2015 is still too new for you, how old was the formula? Like, when did you get the paint that you recently used up? And couldn't you, like, just try to mix something up very similar? Isn't that an idea? Or does it dry differently then? Is that a problem as well for you? Because I definitely have made the experience with like paints that look good as you put them on, but then they just dry horribly. Or definitely differently. On. Okay. Feathering now works at least a little bit better. I think I used too much water beforehand. Like on my first attempt. The poor man's, or rather the impatient man's wet blending. What PC game would you like to have a sequel to that would be well made? Lunas, I'm very much appreciating all the questions you're asking. That is great. Feel like a proper streamer. Which video game would I like to have a sequel to? Give me a second for that. I thought I had the old, but it was new. On minifigure soldiers it looks okay. But on vehicles it looks shit. Dang. Yeah, that's just rough. I think I've made the experience too, like somewhere it rings a bell. What video game would I like to have a sequel for? That would be made, right? That would be well made, okay. What was a video game that I could not get enough of? Well, Warhammer Total War for once, but that actually was good. Medieval 3, you know, I'm actually in a very privileged position that many games that I did play and that I wished to have a sequel for are actually getting a sequel or did already receive at least one sequel, so... Even fucking Space Engineers got a sequel. Couldn't really get into that game, to be honest, though. What am I playing? Maybe I should have a look in my Steam library. For me, it would be KOTOR 3. Oh, Knights of the Old Republic 3. Good choice. I'm more of a just SWOT War, so Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. I really liked that game. Played a lot of hours on my characters there. I mean, that doesn't really need a sequel, because it is just currently constantly getting updated and patched. Still, even nowadays, even though it's such an old game. With a dwindling player base, unfortunately. Foxhole is getting a sequel as well, a medieval sequel. Fucking even Papers, Please gets a sequel, a medieval sequel of all things. Not that the original developer is doing it, but it's like a fantasy branded Papers, Please. Everything is getting a sequel nowadays. Dang. I think I'd like to have a proper Age of Empires 5. Not this mobile game ass version that they released. Like, when you have a step down in graphics from games that are 10 years apart, that's a red flag. I think honestly a new Age of Empires would be good. It would just be, honestly, if I'm being very honest, it would just be nice to know that it exists. Because I unfortunately grew out of my Age of Empire phase. I do want things to be either, you know, more complex. Like, for example, like the big Paradox games. Or even like Total War to some extent. But I also like to have the Total War quality of life improvements of a camera that can zoom out very far. Units that you can move like as one and not every single soldier individually. Stuff like that. And I guess a proper Halo sequel would also be great. Just about to start my own Halo journey as well. Well, I say just about. With all the stuff on my plate, it might very well be 2027 before I start that game up. Okay. Or Warhammer Online. Ooh, Warhammer Online is also a good call, I think. I did hear rumors that there was a new Warhammer Online in the works. But those proved to be nothing more than rumors. Even like game journalists, like papers, talked about it. A new Warhammer Age of Reckoning being on the horizon. Or at least a revival of the old game. But yeah, nothing more than sensationalism, unfortunately. Panzerkitchen says, I posted a color palette pic in the Discord. Okay. Oh. You've been talking about this problem for so long. Not that it gets annoying, but I do want to know the complexity of it. I want to get in the weeds of this. What do we have here? Where did you put it? Spring Parade? No. Town Speak? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, okay. Hang on. There we go. So this is the problem that you're currently facing. You have... Oh yeah. So this is the color that you want. Great color scheme. Very well picked. Very nice. Liking this a lot. Haven't really seen much of this, to be honest with you. I mean, on a Taurox, sure, but the Valkyrie looks very good like that. God dang. But yeah. Yeah, I definitely see the differences. Okay, so this is what you... Which one of these do you need? More on the right side or more on the left side? I'm guessing more on the left side, because the right side, I think, is the original. Games Workshop released a Tempestus themed box in 2010. Okay. Ooh. Base Games Workshop. Yeah, that's... I definitely see the problem, though. These are, like, two different colors. Even the one in the middle is different from the one on the right side. Yeah. You know, these are kinda same-ish, but there is a difference. Panzerkitchen, have you tried to look into AP range of blue? To be honest, I'm not sure anymore because of the lighting. Yeah, I bought a bunch of them. Dang. The quest continues. I'm sorry to hear about struggles like these. Checking on them now again. That's rough. Maybe you have to go to a proper paint store to have them mix it up custom for you. Yeah, by the way, the Dark Angel is progressing rather nicely. I will head to the toilet for a quick second. And once I'm back, we'll just continue on this guy. Finish him. I want to do the Arcula, I want to do the OSL effects, at least roughly. And then we can breathe easy. And of course the armor should be a little bit more like Ushepti bone. Like we need one more layer on the bone white as well. Maybe a little bit of transfer action. We're actually rather well in terms of time. We've only been streaming for 2 hours so far. So, I'll be right back with you. Please hold on for a quick intermission. Hang on, I'll actually prop this guy up so you can admire him as I'm leaving. Hang on. Oh, there we go. So this is the Dark Angel. This is the Celestial Spear. Can I even do this nicely? Pseudo nicely. Ah, never mind. I'll just leave you with the Dark Angel. Alright, I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, I'm back. How long did that take? 4 minutes? Are you kidding me? Holy shit. Holy shit, is anybody still there? Am I feeling like, ah, dang. Alright. Sorry for the delay. That was definitely not my plan. Okay. I think the Thunderhawk blue might... The Thunderos blue might be a match. Or a shade lighter from the desaturated blue-grays. It's difficult. The thing that I have with... the problem that I have with buying paints from the... just from the pictures that exist online is that I always have the feeling that the paint that they show in these little squares, you know, the digital squares, is just never really quite matching up with the paint that you buy. Oftentimes it's vastly different even. So yeah. I don't know. The only thing I guess I can say to Panzer is that I wish you the very best of luck to find the shade that you're looking for. The droids that you're looking for. Thunderous blue is too dark. Somebody seems to speak from experience. Okay. Laying down some more highlights on this armor. There's still a lot of brightness that we need to get in here. I want to have it a little bit paler still. Nothing too crazy, but definitely something that you can see. I would appreciate the book. I would appreciate the book? What book? The book? The book that I'm doing for my art diploma or what? Oh, I sent you my color book range of blues. Ah, okay. You're referencing Illunas there, okay. Didn't see that text message until now. Right. There we go. Painting the armor up here a little bit. He's getting rough again. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I should just sit myself down for like a month. Just do like a painting boot camp for myself. To teach myself to be more consistent with it. On Warhammer miniatures. Where in Discord shall I post it? You can post it in... Good question, where would you post it? Just paint it, post it in either Townspeak under under Panzer Kitzin's posts, or put it in coloring workshop. I think that's fine. One of those twos. Yep. There we go. Just a little bit brighter here and there. And after this is done, we'll just give it one more coat with just like straight up Ushabti bone. This one is like a mixture of Xandudas and Ushabti bone. And after that we should be done with the armor for the most part. It is ending up a little bit rough again, but I guess it's just my style. I don't know, I think it looks good. I like this quite a lot. And I don't have the patience for the clean lines, which is very funny. The more art I made, and the more confident I got in a lot of stuff, and basically just came to the stage of, okay, I don't need to learn the proper techniques anymore. It just comes down to how much of a story I want to tell. My art has gotten a lot rougher, because I'm just like, okay, if I paint an ocean of, like a thunderous ocean full of like big waves and everything, I don't need the water to be photorealistic. You can already see the energy of the waves in the brushstrokes themselves. And that way I just really distanced myself from the way I used to paint and sketch and draw before. Which, I don't know. For my diploma, I'd like to be very clean again. I think. I don't know. Difficult. Definitely need to ask my professor about that one. Oops, sorry. Not in focus at all. This just brings more of a challenge to the models. I think it's getting closer to a substitute. I'm getting closer to a substitute. Oh, that's nice. It's in town speak. Let's go. You guys go to the bottom of this. Would be a great success story for this community if we could get a Panzerkitsune a proper substitute for the Thunderhawk Blue that he's looking for. Okay. Now it's time for just the pure Ushepti bone. Yeah, there we go. Pure, as they say, unadulterated Ushepti bone. There we go. Okay, I think this looks nice. Again, it's just a little bit of the poor man's wet blending here. But, I don't know, I still quite like it. And it's time efficient enough for me to be completely okay with this. There we go. Once this is done, I think I have to think about what to do with the Aquila. Kinda wanna do it in white, not gonna lie. White. Other idea would also be just Ushepti bone. Sandri does a bit of Ushepti bone and there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. The trim also looks like even quite nice, actually. The right pauldron. Silver and gold wings on the Aquila. Silver and gold. I'm actually... I was thinking that as well. Not necessarily silver and gold, but rather a true metallic metal in general. Just in general. Not quite sure how I actually feel about that, though. I also kind of want to do the visor in bone color as well. I think I'll do that as well. Hang on. I'll do the visor first. I guess I have to think more about the Aquila. I think if we do it in bone color, the whole miniature is just getting too messy. I don't want to leave it black because that would be just disrespectful to the symbol. You know, it has to stand out a little bit from this miniature. But at the same time, I don't want to paint it green, that's for sure. That's a color strictly reserved for just the weapons today. And I also don't want to paint it red. We've already got more than enough on here. Hang on. I'll be right back with you guys. I'm just finishing up on the visor. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I think that was the right call. The lenses of his helmet can also be in red. That's okay. But yeah, what do we do with the rest? Maybe... Hang on, let me take some hoplite gold. Yeah, from Army Painter. And paint it on the little relic on his belt, the reliquary. I want to see if there's something special going on there. If this works or if it bites the rest of the color scheme. Okay, this immediately did not work, though this doesn't need to be the end of it. Because I do have a warmer gold called Oro Glorioso, which is glorious gold from Game Color. Need to shake this one a little bit more because it doesn't come with a steel mixing bowl inside of it. Oh yeah, very thick consistency, quite nice. Maybe this could work. I haven't used this color in quite a while. I usually discount it because Hoplite Gold is, I think, my favorite true metallic gold color so far. This is just too warm. But yet at the same time, this is a rather warm character as well. I think this works. I think this definitely is something special. Something we might be able to pull off something really cool here. Does this work? So I definitely need to, of course, wash this thing and darken it down a little bit more. There's also a lot of silver going on though. Too much silver would also not be good. You know what? I'll just take a leap of faith and paint the Aquila Gold. If it doesn't look good, I can easily change it. Or at least paint over it with just black. And I think it doesn't look good. Oh, hang on. Noch ist nicht aller Tage Abend. So there we go. Okay, very intense painting right here. I'm extraordinarily focused with this miniature today. Yesterday was just so chill, just building the, Captain and Gravis armor. Today is so much more intense again. Nah. I don't know. I think it's too much. I think the gold just brings in a level of color that just destroys the whole composition a bit. I think maybe a white would have been better. I'll wait for it to dry. Maybe I'll paint over it with black. I will wash the reliquary with gold and then we'll see where we stand. What mini paint job are you most proud of? Good question. Probably one of my Halloween videos so far. So either Lauka Vai, Raduka the Beast, or Lady Olinda. Oftentimes I'm just like very proud of my newest paint job. For example, these, Vespid Sting Wings. I liked quite a lot because the painting guide that I put up for it was very effective. And they offer some nice variation to most of the other Vespid kill teams that you see out there. And And even the kill team itself keeps it interesting with, you know, some having, for example, green wings, depending on the level of radiation their weapons carry. But still, I think the Halloween videos are probably my proudest works. And if you click on those videos, you will also notice a stark increase in editing quality as well. Even my girlfriend has to laugh about that. So yeah. Just all around great projects that I'm always proud of. Would you say, how would it be with you, or with you guys in general? Are you always proud of your newest paint jobs, or is it like, okay, I peaked there with that specific miniature and so far I haven't gotten past that? Because that for me was also something that was way too real for the longest time. Editing out all the swearing. I mean, yeah, you know, here, what's her face again? Lady Olinda wasn't too bad. I mean, she was bad, no, hang on. Maybe I'm looking back at it with, like, rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia. Yeah, it was rather difficult to paint, I'm not gonna lie. But, okay. I'm gonna be very real with you guys. I'm very tired. I'm quite tired. We've been streaming for 2.5 hours. I've been slowing down a lot in these last few stages. I think the color scheme is not quite where I want it to be. I don't know what it is, if it really is the gold, if it maybe is the weapons. There's also, like, of course, the question of OSL that I want to bring in there. This, you know, his right side kind of feels unfinished. His left side is great. Loving that. But yeah, all in all, it's actually a little bit iffy on that one for me today. But unfortunately, it's 9 PM CET. And today that means that I actually have to end the stream. Reason being, just got so much other stuff that I want to do today. Shooting an entire video, editing said video, doing a couple of thumbnails. So a lot for you guys to enjoy. Tomorrow, that means tomorrow and Monday, Tuesday, there will be another long form video. So yeah, lots of stuff for you to enjoy. Hopefully you like that. And of course, not to forget Industria the Celestial Spear. And on top of all of that, Christmas presents, university, another stream. When is the redesign coming up? Oh yeah, the Stormcast Eternal redesign, right? When am I away again? We already have the 12th, so in 7 days. We'll be leaving on the 20th, I think. It's only 7 days. It's a good question. There is a chance, I'm gonna be real with you, there is a chance that I will do the redesign instead of. Please on a weekend. Maybe. The thing is, I do have still the entire advent calendar for me, in front of me. So I do want to do that, because my girlfriend put so much effort into that. I do want to take advantage of that and honor what she did for me there. I think it's also nice to paint a different space main every day, right? The problem is, though, I'm already 3 minutes just behind. 4, I think, already. And that's bad. So maybe so my thinking is, the reason I would do the Stormcast redesign digital art stream instead of a painting stream or a building stream would be that I have so little time to prepare everything that I just want to do rather that instead. When that might be, I might not know. This weekend is going to be one hell of a crunch of a lot of work. A lot of work. So maybe this weekend or on Friday. If you want it to be on Friday, or rather the weekend, I can definitely do that. So either the next 2 days spontaneously, or on Friday. How about that? Friday the 19th. If not then unfortunately you're gonna have to wait till the next year. Sorry about that. Is what it is. Yep. Okay guys, a very slow burn outro today. Very sorry about that. Very slow burn stream all in all. Just a little bit more tired than I thought I would be. Huh. Who would have thought going to bed at 3 o'clock and getting back up at 7 does take a toll on you when you work the whole day through. But again, I hope you'll enjoy the videos that I'll put up. And, bruh. Go to sleep and I'll say it before. No. You know what I will do? I'll take a shower right after this stream, then hop back on in front of the camera, shoot another video, and then edit that video. I'll be awake till 2 o'clock today. Again. Alright, but that won't be too much of your concern. Thank you very much for joining me today. Happy 12th of December. We are already halfway through to Christmas, which is always crazy to think about. And yeah, you know, with that, have a good night, have a good rest, great night, have a great day tomorrow, enjoy your weekend, and have fun painting. I'll see you on the next one, tomorrow. Bye bye! Where's the button? Ah, there it is.